Okay.
I'm going home.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Top 4 of the Gaithersburg Midseason Showdown. We are in Top 4 now. We have Kunal, Kanodia going up against Chad Smeltz.
Chad
is new player?
His first time on stream today, and with a Chad team indeed, running Passimian, Durant, Whimsicott, Togekiss, Duraladin, whatever, and a Gengar. So that is the Chad team. And unsurprisingly, Kunal we've seen before. With Dusclops, Togekiss, Araquanid, Excadrill, Dragapult, Arcanine, we saw the Rock Tomb Dusclops going into the Weakness Policy Araquanid. That's pretty sick. I thought that was going to be the coolest team today. But then we see a Passimian and a Durant.
There we go.
And those are it. Those are the cool ones. The rest of them are okay.
I like Durant. Durant's a cool Pokemon.
I do like Durant. He's a cool boy. Passimian gets Defiant, which is cool. It is a solid Choice Scarf Pokemon. It's one of the few guys that still has U-turn.
No, there's something.
That's true, yeah. We've seen some good stuff from Passimian recently, especially since Sajin Park won the World Championship Invitational Tournament with it. So there's been a lot of hype around Passimian lately.
Yeah.
We saw a Gengar earlier on stream today,
but
it didn't really do. It didn't really do a whole lot.
Literally nothing before it died.
And I'm not sure how effective it's going to be in this matchup, considering it has to contest. Oh, never mind. We're seeing it in the lead. So we have Gengar, Passimian coming out from Chad, and we have Kunal going with the Dusclops and Togekiss, likely trying to get that Follow Me Trick Room.
I think he recognizes that Chad's team, as cool as it is very fast and wants to be able to set up Trick Room in front of it. The only way I can see that Chad really stops that is if this Gengar has Imprison and Trick Room.
I just want to note that the Dusclops Frisk ability revealed that the Gengar was holding a Choice Specs, and the Passimian has a Assault Vest.
Oh, I was 0 for 2 on items. So Trick Room is probably going up then. Follow Me into Trick Room seems pretty safe. If the Togekiss gets knocked out this turn, I don't really know how the Araquanid gets stopped. Sludge Bomb probably knocks out this Togekiss.
Yeah, this might just be a clean knockout from full. Wow.
With the hit from, yeah, it's just gone.
Yeah. It just like blocks the HP bar when it comes out.
Yeah,
it's
and then
so,
knockoff and removing the Eviolite. Oh, wow, when Passimian hits stuff, it looks really cool.
Yeah, well, that means pretty much free Trick Room going up here for Kunal, and that likely means that one of my favorite Pokemon that I've seen this tournament, the Spider, is coming
Araquanid
in now.
probably comes in. We probably see a side Rock Tomb into the Araquanid and then a Liquidation into the Gengar because the Passimian is going to do the same amount of damage as it did to the Dusclops.
I'm curious to see if there's a potential knockoff that goes into Araquanid. What item it's holding?
Well, Araquanid
weakness
has the
policy.
weakness policy.
Wow,
so
sorry.
We just go boop, and then we go boop, and then the Gengar goes dead.
Wow, we were literally just talking about weakness policy.
So I think we see a Rock Tomb and then smack the Gengar.
Yeah,
personally.
like at this point, like Rock Tomb is pretty free, and Araquanid can just start
and it goes
things.
Bop.
Yeah, it just starts hitting things. I don't even think you need a Dynamax here. You could save it for later.
I wouldn't even Dynamax. I just Rock Tomb and then go bop.
I just don't think you need it at all. Like Araquanid probably just does enough damage on its own.
Yeah, I want to save a turn of Dynamax. You really don't need it. The only thing that can matter is if he switches to the Duraludon. I'm not sure if but +2 Vortex won't. You want to get the Vortex to make the next turn rainy, right. I guess. But Kunal is going for his Dynamax, turning his Spider into big Australian Spider. Hopefully he doesn't miss his own Rock Tomb. That would suck.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that to happen.
That'd be very unfortunate.
I don't want that to happen. Oh, he didn't even care. He's just killing the Gengar.
Yeah, because you can just burn the Passimian here.
I
and
guess
honestly, like with Max Geyser, this might just KO Gengar.
Well, now though, if he knocks the Araquanid, he doesn't get to get his thing. Gengar's gone, but like, let's see if there's a knockoff going into the Araquanid to drop its weakness policy. I wouldn't have done that if I was Chad though, just because I would have expected the Rock Tomb.
Oh, we're gonna see the knockoff anyway.
Into the Dusclops, and it does 4. That's a strong Wisp, but like, he knew he was gonna live the knockoff anyways because the knockoff did the exact same damage. So I feel like I would have just optimized my damage. Dusclops gonna like. What doesn't Araquanid kill?
Duraludon.
Are you sure?
I mean, Duraludon has pretty good defense.
Duraludon can max.
That's true, also.
I think it dies if it doesn't max.
Yeah, I mean...
But Araquanid doesn't take any damage from Duraludon.
Yeah, it doesn't really take much damage from the rest of Chad's team,
Durant's
to be honest.
gone.
Yeah, Durant, essentially a non-factor in this game under the Trick Room. Essentially just not a Pokemon that Chad has on his team.
I think you keep the Passimian on the field. I think you just Rock Tomb and smack the Durant now.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty risk-free play coming out here from Kunal. Yeah, Chad. Like honestly, Chad's team is just way too fast to keep
I
up
don't
with
know
Trick
what he
Room.
does.
And the problem is he doesn't really have a way to stop Trick Room from going up.
I thought maybe the Gengar was in prison with Trick Room. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be kind of neat.
Durant goes for the max, but I think
I
he
think
just
this
dies.
is still going to drop.
I'm pretty sure it just dies still.
Yeah, I think this is just gonna absolutely just.
Why
get
is
annihilated.
Australia invading this game?
We have a lot of
this
large.
is so scary.
We have a lot of large
We
insects.
got a giant spider. We got a metal ant.
A lot of large insects in
I
here.
hate this. Okay, hit yourself. Hit
You're
yourself.
gonna burn Durant too.
I don't care. Hit yourself. Like, sure. I mean, I get that he's going for guaranteed kills on Pokemon that can't protect. It's probably a good idea. I just want to see it.
Like Kunal, stop playing so optimally.
Stop doing well. Do
Stop
other
winning.
things. Well, see, now he loses his water.
Oh no.
No, that matters. I think the Durant lives now.
Yeah, +2?
Yeah.
Water bubble boosted?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, he procced the weakness policy anyway. See, now you're not even going to see the Rock Tomb proc
No.
because now it just got procced by the Max Rockfall.
No. No.
At this point, I think just Nightshade plus...
Yeah, Nightshade water.
Nightshade plus
Liquidation.
Geyser.
We'll bop it. Nightshade hits Togekiss? No, it's a normal type too, right? Or is it? No, it's Fairy Flying.
It's Fairy, yeah.
Oh my god, what gen am I in? It's Fairy Flying, so that's gonna die, I guess, and this is a burn Durant against whatever Kunal has in the back. I don't really care what he has. He probably wins with it. Is that a reasonable assessment? Unless it's a Togekiss. But even if it's a Togekiss, these are his leads. No, Togekiss is dead already. Yeah, whatever it is, he wins.
Nightshade, we're going to say... The Togekiss did not follow me.
Who cares?
It did not follow me. I think Kunal's just attacking into it
He just wants it gone. Because
because Durant doesn't matter.
Kunal's game plan in this game was Mons cannot protect, so those Mons are gone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
And then Durant just loses, right? Whatever it does.
Max Rockfall again. This could actually be troublesome for Kunal if, you know, this
It
KOs.
won't knock it
because-
out.
well, critical
but
hit would have done it.
a turn of sand might.
From this range, I don't...
Oh man, now Kunal's the genius for not hitting himself with Rock Tomb. I feel so silly.
So is there one more turn of Trick Room left?
There's one more turn of Trick Room, no more max for the Araquanid, one more max turn on the Durant. Oh man, I'm a fool.
I mean, that's kind of awkward for Chad because he pretty much has to protect here if he wants to
Yeah.
stall out this last turn of Trick
And,
Room.
and Araquanid does eat this this turn of sand.
Yeah.
So then he gets to just Trick Room and attack with Spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, he max guards to blow the last turn. And then Kunal just gets to Trick Room and smack him.
Yeah.
Unless he has Dragapult in the back, then he doesn't Trick Room. If he has Dragapult in the back, obviously he just attacks stuff, and he doesn't really care what happens.
Yeah. Seems like a pretty straightforward game plan for Kunal here.
Yay, Spider went small. Ant went small. He's still so happy. I wish they panned to other NPCs.
It's just the same ones every single time.
I don't get this protect.
Oh, because he wants to set up Trick Room.
No, but why would he protect?
I mean, it doesn't matter anyway. He's gonna go down to sand anyway.
No, he doesn't. You attack. Yeah, that's why you don't protect. You just attack. If you're going down to sand, then what's the point of protecting?
I'm not sure.
That's a silly protect. Because if he killed the Dusclops, and for example, since he Trick Room, he
Oh,
didn't even
Araquanid lit. Okay, well, so now it doesn't. So it does matter.
Well, I still would have attacked, just because the Excadrill kills the Durant in this 1v1, and the Dusclops can Nightshade. My concern would have been like if he protects and then he just kills the Dusclops and isn't able to set up Trick Room.
funny here because if Durant protects his turn, then both of Kunal's Pokemon just go down to sand.
And he is protecting this turn, because that would be smart. I don't know why they switched out.
Oh, he has the Arcanine in the
Yeah,
back.
but what was the point of protecting?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like up to this point, Kunal's line just doesn't matter because since he has Arcanine
No,
in the
it
back.
does matter though, because if Dusclops died without Araquanid being able to attack, and then Durant rock slides, kills the Araquanid, and flinches the Arcanine,
Right.
then he can win. But if he protects, that's only because he protected. If he doesn't protect, there's no chance of that happening.
Right.
Because the liquidation comes out, or the Dusclops gets to trick him up, and he needs to get the flinch on the Dusclops with the rock slide, and then he still needs to flinch the Arcanine. Like, it's just, you give yourself one more flinch chance.
But I mean, just the presence of Arcanine in this situation.
Just the presence of Arcanine in this situation is pretty strong. But I just was really happy with how Kunal had been playing it, and I just wanted him to... See, he could have missed Heat Wave.
Yeah, I forgot he was running Heat Wave. I don't think we saw that in. I don't think we saw that in the stream match he played earlier.
We did not. I also hate that move.
Yeah, making yourself prone to missing is never a good thing. But Kunal going to take game 1 over Chad, and we're going to be moving into game 2.
So my question is, what can Chad even do? How does
know.
Chad stop that?
He has to find a way to stop Trickery. Okay, we have to set up the thing again.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah, so the question remains, what will Chad do to overcome Kunal's Trick Room? Find out next time on game 2 of this set, I guess. Yeah, we'll be right back. We're going to set up the switch real quick, and we will get you guys into game 2. Delgado's good, guys. The switch just got pulled out. The switch just got pulled out of the dock. But we'll be back shortly. All right, going into game 2 here. Yeah, basically Chad just trying to look for a way to deal with Trick Room.
I just don't know how he does.
Yeah, like Whimsicott at this point probably has to have something like Taunt. Gengar likely doesn't have Taunt. Or Imprison. Duraludon. Like nothing on this team can KO Dusclops.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I just
And
don't know what he
Whimsicott.
does.
Yeah, like it's like honestly I'm stumped.
I really just think Trick Room goes up and Chad goes dead.
And then Araquanid comes in and then just does what it did last game, pretty much.
The only thing is I think that maybe Chad should bring the Duraludon because it threatens the Togekiss and isn't weak to the liquidation.
Right.
Whereas everything else on his team is
it takes
essentially
neutral.
weak to the liquidation. So I feel like I'd just emphasize the Duraludon. If he had an electric move, he probably would have brought it. But I still think you maybe go into the Duraludon. Like, honestly, you could do Duraludon. That would be funny. And then just, like, press Iron Head with the Durant and hit your Iron Heads and then go for Max Wormwind or something. But, like, you kind of just have to double up. I don't know. But he doesn't have that many great options to stop Trick Room. And he super needs to stop Trick Room, or at least not die to Araquanid.
So we're gonna see the Gengar Durant lead coming out from Chad. Was it the same thing he led last game? No, he led Gengar.
He led Passimian Gengar
Passimian
last
Gengar.
game.
And we're gonna see the Dragapult and Togekiss here from Kunal.
So Kunal loves having a Dragapult right now.
Yeah.
Because he just presses Max Strike or Max Phantasm, and things die.
Yeah, I like how this is the same like adjustment Kunal did the last time he was on stream. He brought his slow mode the first game,
And he
absolutely
brings fast the
tore up with.
second
He actually absolutely tore up the game with Araquanid, and now this game he's planning to just be like,
Tear
all
up
right,
with
follow
Dragon
me,
Ball.
Dragon Dance,
I don't think he
Dynamax.
needs the Dragon Dance.
He might still do it anyway.
I don't know why though. I mean, maybe to get enough damage on on a Durant, but like, you could just kill everything.
But does Durant get KO'd to anything Dragapult does?
I don't know.
As a neutral, I guess.
Helping Hand, Max Phantasm.
Yeah. But we're gonna see the Dynamax coming out from Chad's side. This is going to be the Passimian Dynamaxing.
No,
or
Passimian
sorry,
just switched in.
the Durant Dynamaxing. So likely probably looking for a max steel spike to go into this Togekiss to likely, get
If it's the Babiri on the Togekiss, it still lives.
even through Hustle.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we saw Life Orb too from this
It
Durant.
still lives. It needs Helping Hand to die through Babiri. Assuming it's like bold.
Yeah.
I've done these calcs, I think.
The Durant calcs.
Durant's a monster, dude.
Yeah, Durant is quite the good Pokemon.
Kunal just decides he's just going to press buttons and not need to set up the Dragapult. He's just going to set up the Max Phantasms. And honestly, a Helping Hand Max Phantasm just drops the Passimian. And then that'll reduce the defense on the Durant. He's slower than Durant. What a fool.
Oh,
What is
wow.
that?
The Dragapult, yeah, the Dragapult's slower.
Why
Interestingly, he went for
fool?
Rockfall there, opposed to probably to
Set
get
up
around
his-
the Babiri Berry.
Yeah, he thinks that Rockfall gets it. Yeah, because Rockfall's stronger than Babiri Berry there. Or than Steel Spike through Babiri
Phantasm
Berry.
into
But
the
he's
Passimian.
slow.
Yeah, I remember Kunal mentioning that his Dragapult was a bit on the slower side.
I
didn't know.
hate it.
I didn't know it was that slow.
I
though.
hate it. Also,
So
how
potentially needing those Dragon Dances.
No. I hate it. He has to go to Arcanine now, and that just procs, and then just like Heat Wave kill the Passimian. I guess.
And there's a good amount to Durant too.
Because the Passimian's at like +3 attack now.
Yeah.
So he kind of just needs to Heat Wave kill the Passimian.
Yeah, he's gonna give Passimian Defiant here, but I mean, like,
The Max Rockfall kills Arcanine still, though.
does it?
I think so.
I mean, Durant is strong.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure I've done this calc.
And the Durant to Arcanine calc.
At -1 even. I think it still dies.
I guess we'll see here. I'm curious as to what Dragapult is going to do here. I wonder if it'll just prioritize getting a KO on the Passimian, or if
It
it'll just
has
try
to
to
kill
get
the Passimian, I think, because you need the Arcanine to hit the Durant, but like the Arcanine's just gonna die to the Durant, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe he switches out Arcanine and brings it back in.
Yeah, try to cycle out those Intimidators.
What? Oh my goodness, I'm not even sure. I'm very curious. Max
gonna see
Guard
Max
Durant.
Guard.
I feel like that's throwing. I don't see the point of that.
Yeah, because you're just kind of letting your Passimian go down for free here. I mean, I guess if you're trying to protect from a potential like Will-O-Wisp, or I mean, maybe he's not familiar with his Durant calcs. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't.
He
Maybe
best be.
Maybe he's underestimating the power.
He best be familiar with his Durant calcs.
Yeah.
I would have Max Dragon that Passimian. That would have gotten the attack drop on the Durant.
Yeah.
And then that doesn't knock out the Arcanine. So that's a bad Phantasm.
So he is gonna bring Duraludon this game.
Yeah, I think you max Phantasm. I think you max Dragon the Duraludon and you protect the Arcanine.
Yeah, because that way you're wasting the last turn of Durant's Dynamax.
Being slower, I cannot imagine being a Dragapult, looking Gengar and Durant dead in the face and saying,
You're like, hi, I'm slower than you.
Whimsicott too.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point in this format where I've seen a Dragapult be slower than something. It always manages to be it's always like the fastest
Maybe he
Pokemon
max
on the
guards
field.
now.
Oh, here comes Excadrill into the game now.
Max Quake.
Max Quake going into
to Sashkadrill probably.
yeah, going into the Excadrill, gonna bring it down to its Focus Sash.
That was well done.
Kunal wanting to preserve that Arcanine's Intimidate and favorable typing.
Yeah, the Excadrill is pretty solid against this Duraludon as well. If the Dragapult can knock out the Durant, he really enjoys the...
Still just going for Max Phantasm. This will still do a lot of damage.
It's at -2 defense.
Yeah, the -2 defense. So, like, Kunal, instead of just being like, yeah, hey, I'm going to drop your attack, I'm just going to drop your defense a ton so, like, I can just KO you the next turn with Max Phantasm.
Chad's last Pokemon is Gengar, so I think Kunal... He's in an interesting spot because the Gengar is going to knock out... Oh, I forgot Duraludon got to do something that turn. Dragon Ball probably protects, and then Arcanine snarls.
Yeah, because that way with Dragapult you can potentially live a...
Shadow Ball.
Well, the thing is, like, if you snarl the Gengar, it's effectively at neutral because it's choice specs.
Well, then you can snarl again.
But, like, Gengar...
Try to win the 1v1 against the Duraludon. No, he's trying to win the 1v1 the Arcanine against the Duraludon because he has Heat Wave.
Yeah.
So he could, like, protect the Dragapult snarl, force the Gengar to attack the... Dragapult, and then force it to attack the Dragapult the next turn, so he's just getting Snarls off. 2 Snarls plus Sand should knock out the Gengar, and then a Heat Wave single target should knock out the Dragapult. Or Duraludon, whatever.
Yeah, but this is still very doable for Chad. I think
it is very doable. I'm just saying.
It's like, Kunal has to play this very smart because like with Gengar just being able to, it's basically in a point where Gengar can just click Shadow Ball and things just start to drop.
I think Chad is gonna what?
Oh, goes for Sludge Wave.
What just
instead.
happened?
Very clever strategy there because now your Duraludon doesn't get hit by Sludge Wave. But the problem is with that play, Dragapult guarantees a KO onto Gengar. And now, Arcanine gets a Snarl off.
Actually, the Arcanine might die.
Yeah, I don't know about that. because now that you've got, and Snarl gets disabled by Curse Body, and Duraludon's Draco Meteor.
Oh my god! Wait, that seemed like the worst possible turn.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, I mean, Sludge Wave, things lived, and
well, Arcanine gets to protect now.
Yeah, but now this is guaranteed Phantom Force into Gengar.
Yeah, Arcanine does not get to protect. Well, yeah, no, I think Arcanine has to protect.
I still think this is good for Chad because and now Dragapult avoided the attack, of course. Yeah, this is still good for Chad because now his Gengar goes down, but now Duraludon.
If Arcanine protected, he could have won. I think if the Sand procced a Berry.
Potentially.
No, but
because we saw it had the pinch berry last game.
So if the Sand if he protected and got the knockout and procced the berry and then ate a Draco and then had the heat waves, I feel like he could have taken it. But that's game 2. That ending confused me. I guess he doesn't have protect though, because otherwise, like, you press that button.
Probably would have clicked it there. Yeah.
I don't get that Sludge Wave.
I mean, like, I guess it made sense because it allowed you to get the KO. It allowed you to get damage on both Pokemon.
I mean, that is what that does.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it set up the win condition a little bit easier for Chad there. But looks like we're going into a game 3, guys. So after Rajan gets back from configuring our stream setup, our stream match, we will be giving you guys game 3 of top 4. So we'll be right back.
Boys and girls and everybody.
So what I like how we were talking in team preview of last game of how Chad just had no line of beating Kunal's Trick Room mode.
Kunal just didn't bring it.
He just didn't bring the Trick Room mode, and look what happened.
I do agree with Chad's emphasis on bringing the Duraludon, though. I think Duraludon, out of his Pokemon, was just the most equipped to actually handle either Dragapult or Araquanid, so both lines of damage. So I think Kunal's going to do what many a player in his position does, and that's mash the modes together now. I think he's going to true Togekiss Dragapult.
Go back to what worked in game 1.
Or he just does Togekiss Dragapult, and then also Dusclops Araquanid.
Yeah, maybe he just combines both modes. I mean, that's kind of what we expected he was going to do in game 3 of last set, but like honestly, like we didn't get to a game 3.
Yeah, I mean
last time because the secondary mode just kind of worked.
Yeah, but this time it didn't. It didn't work because he couldn't, because he's so slow.
Yeah, his Dragapult needed to Dragon Dance. In order for it to
Dragon Dance.
Because I feel like if he would have gotten a Dragon Dance off, then he would have just been able to sweep through the entire rest of the team.
But if Chad leads the coolest lead in the history of the world, which is going to be Durant Duraludon, Dragapult Togekiss gets murked.
Murking Togekiss would definitely be within his best interest.
I would love for the DD lead. We see Gengar Durant because that's what worked out for him before. And then Dragapult Togekiss because that's not what worked out for him before.
Yeah, well, hold on. Like you said, it could be a mishmash of the two modes.
Well, it's not anymore.
Yeah, but the problem is like if you mishmash the two modes, you're leaving out Arcanine, and Arcanine is
Who cares? What did it do?
It's pretty good for. It's pretty good against Durant.
Is it? It dies.
It still dies.
It dies at -1. What did it do? It was worthless.
It also, I mean, it was able to get that crucial burn. last time.
It died.
But that was only because of the initial work that was done by
Then bring
Dusclops.
Dusclops instead of what did he bring? Instead of Excadrill. Dusclops could have been helpful. He can do Dusclops Arcanine. I don't care. It's just Arcanine as it was sucked.
You know, Sludge Wave actually is pretty good in this situation right now.
No, I mean, Dragapult resists it.
Yeah. But I mean, you get around the potential for
Stop
Babiri.
Dragon Dancing. Stop maxing. Press
That's not
Dragon Dance.
That's not Kunal though. That's Chad. Yeah, that's his
I
Durant.
hate this game.
That's the Durant that's Dynamaxing here.
Well, oh wait, hold on. Rock Ball and the Shadow Ball just pops him, doesn't it? He's slower than everything, so he has to max and not die to Shadow Ball Rock. Rock move.
Yeah, so we're just gonna see the double first turn Dynamax here.
I
The same
hate
Pokemon, the same Pokemon we've been seeing Dynamaxing every single game, except for Araquanid, has now been replaced by Dragapult.
This Dragapult's so lazy. Why is he slow?
Yeah, see the thing is like you Dynamax the Dragapult here, and now you're not able to Dragon Dance. And
No.
we all saw how important Dragon Dance would have been last game, but
Yeah. Fortunately for Kunal, Sludge Wave does not kill the Togekiss,
it just barely lives.
which is all he needs for this specific turn.
Yeah, because if you didn't Dynamax the Dragapult, you would have been able to Dragon Dance this turn pretty much for free.
Well,
You would
he
still
would
would
have
have taken a bit
gotten
of
knocked out
damage.
if he went for Sludge Bomb. Is the thing. So like Sludge Bomb into Steel Spike,
Right, yeah,
would've
that would
dropped
have been
everything.
that would have been a little unfortunate.
which I assumed he'd do. I'm just waiting. Why is there no Berserker on Chad's team?
Berserker. That's too many steel types.
Oh, what is he doing? What is that button? Oh, that's
Max
Phantasm.
Phantasm
That's not
into
doing
Gengar.
anything. Oh, against Gengar, that's fine.
Yeah, but it also lowers Durant's defense.
Yeah, so now the Durant's back in neutral defense.
So they trade KOs here, and I
Yeah.
think
But Chad's KOs are better.
I mean, yeah, Togekiss is still important, but you know, we saw how Gengar was actually pretty good in the last game, but it was good in the late game.
Gengar's gone regardless. I don't know what. Oh my god. Is Kunal about to do the thing that annoys me more than anything I've ever thought of before?
What would that be?
That's setting up Trick Room for his Dragapult.
Oh, that would be a way to mitigate the speed issue.
Oh, that would annoy me so much.
So Passimian comes in.
Please don't tell me he's about to set up Trick Room for his Dragapult.
No, this is Excadrill.
Oh, stop picking bad ones. Pick good ones.
So Excadrill
Doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't really like this position at all because it's threatened by Max Quake and it's also threatened by fighting type moves. Meanwhile, Dragapult's just like, I want to lower your defenses, but I don't want to give the monkey a boost.
I don't understand this. Kunal's mix-up is terrible. He can't really deal with the Passimian. I think the Dragapult dies to Durant. I think that's a Max Guard.
Yeah, Max Guard. Well, it's gonna get its defense back.
Oh, I went to
Its def-
Excadrill?
That did so much.
Where'd it go?
That did so much, and that wasn't even a crit.
I don't understand.
Durant is so strong.
This is so dumb. Wormwind, but a little too late.
Yeah, you're gonna lower Passimian's attack.
But if he
you're-
attacks
you're
the
gonna
Passimian, he's
boost-
fine.
You're gonna boost attack.
Oh, yeah, he needs to actually drop the Passimian. It has a defense boost. I don't think it will.
Yeah, Passimian lives that easily.
Earthquake crit. Or Iron Head crit, like whatever. I doubt that
Iron
knocks.
Head. Oh yeah, just barely misses out. And Passimian goes for Earthquake, which is going to get rid of that Excadrill and do some chip damage to both of these Dynamax Pokemon.
Uh-huh. And the Arcanine is going to boost the Passimian.
Yeah. Further boost of Passimian.
I mean, the fact he doesn't have Protect... Well, Durant is now at -1 attack. So it shouldn't knock out the Arcanine. So Heat Wave into Steel Spike. I think Kunal's Dragapult goes for Max Guard, and then Heat Wave knocks out both, because Durant does not knock out the Arcanine, and Arcanine should be faster than Passimian.
Didn't you? What was this? What is all this talk about? Oh, because
Durant's
now
at
it's a
-1
-2.
now.
It's -2.
-1.
It's
I think.
-2.
Is it -2?
Because
yeah,
Wormwind.
sorry, yeah. -2, excuse me.
So we're gonna see the Max Quake going into the Arcanine. We'll see how much damage this does. That almost KO'd at -2.
I know,
So
but it
-1.
didn't.
Now I'm starting to believe you.
Yeah, -1 just
Now I
drops.
definitely believe you. I absolutely believe you now.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was...
So that Wormwind was really good on Kunal's end to reduce the damage so his Arcanine doesn't go away. And he gets a defense boost for the Arcanine too, so that's pretty sick.
And he goes for the Steel Spike into the Passimian to raise his defenses, which is actually also a pretty smart
That's
decision.
really helpful.
Yeah, because now it further
It needs to hit this Heat Wave. That's all that needs to happen.
Single target Heat Wave might actually be enough to just knock out
It
Durant.
definitely is. He just needs to hit it.
Yeah, he does hit it, and that is going to be a KO. So now Chad is down to his last Pokemon.
If it's Duraludon, I'm really happy about Kunal's spot.
I think honestly, if it's any Pokemon, you're pretty happy about Kunal's spot.
Not Togekiss.
I mean, Togekiss still doesn't
Kobe
like...
Togekiss.
Yeah, Togekiss doesn't like dealing with either of these Pokemon, but it is going to be Duraludon.
So he just do Phantom Force Snarl?
Do we know if Duraludon's faster than Arcanine? I don't think it is.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
There's no way. Is it Phantom Force Snarl? Or is it Phantom Force Heat Wave?
I would say Phantom Force Heat Wave, but I mean, like, I guess you could go for Snarl if you don't want to miss, but also Snarl has a chance to miss, so depends on how much you don't want to miss. Well, speaking of Snarl missing,
Oh my god.
and that, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call the commentator's curse.
Oh no.
But I mean, he is going for Draco Meteor here, so he's going to be lowering his. Well,
That's
I mean,
still
that
gonna
doesn't
drop
matter.
the It's still dropping the Dragapult. If it was at -3, it might not have.
Yeah,
But he's
I mean,
Life Orb though.
this might actually mean Chad just wins now.
Chad wins now.
Well, he has to hit. He has to hit Draco.
Or not get crit.
Yeah.
Oh, crit's useless.
That did so much damage. But, I mean, this all comes down to accuracy. Draco Meteor coming out. It does connect. And Chad will be your winner here in a nail-biter of a game. A nail-biter of a set.
That sucked. I didn't get any of that.
Yeah, like, I feel like in that situation, like, Heat Wave would have just been better. Because I'm pretty sure Heat Wave would have done more than enough for Dragapult to be able to knock it out with Phantom Force. Considering we saw how much damage that did.
Because the Assault Vest on the Passimian.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Duraludon's item is, but it wasn't enough. Oh, that's silly.
Yeah, very interesting.